Hi, Todd VanDenburg here with VanDenburg Capital Management and another Uncommon Sense update. So here we are in the beginning of March 2019. Hard to believe 2 months of the year are already gone, but it is what it is. Time flies. In the past week, we've seen some volatility in the markets, primarily having to do with concerns over trade and the trade negotiations that we're having with China right now. A lot of people are very concerned that we may not get a favorable deal out of those negotiations, and so we're watching it pretty closely. In news today, the December's trade imbalance numbers were released, and it showed that we had over $59 billion of a trade imbalance in December, meaning $59 billion more stuff that we bought from overseas than they bought from us, from places outside the U.S. Now, the media is trying to paint this as, the trade war is killing us from a trade standpoint. But that's not really what's going on here. And so let me give you a little bit of information. The first thing, we have to look at the strength of the U.S. dollar. Right now, the U.S. dollar is very strong. It's continued to strengthen for the last couple of years, but it's super strong right now. And what that means is that with every dollar that you want to buy something from overseas with, you get to buy more stuff than you did last year. And so what that means is that we can, with fewer of our dollars, buy the same stuff today that we bought last year. And that is has another impact on our trade imbalance, because it becomes easier for us to buy stuff than it is for people to buy stuff from us. And so it seems odd that, some people almost seem to be rooting for a weaker dollar so that we could export more. But I don't know, that doesn't really feel like a positive to me. One other indication that nobody really seems to be talking about is the concept of total trade. So yes, the trade imbalance, we import way more than we export, no doubt. But when you look at the total trade balance, total trade, and you look at imports and exports, you can see that say, for example, go back to 2009, when you add imports and exports, total trade was about $3.5 billion. In 2018, at the end of 2018, total trade was $5.6 trillion. So, and the total trade in 2018 increased by over $600 billion. So what we have going on here is the trade war is not killing trade by any stretch of the imagination. What's going on is, more companies are buying more stuff to do more economic activity. Total GDP in the U.S. continues to grow. The employment situation continues to improve. On that note, we actually got some new payroll data out today as well. And it talked about how we added 183,000 new jobs last month. That's right at about the estimate of 185,000. But at the same time, they increased the number of jobs that they had said was added in January from 213,000 to 304,000. Sort of a little other piece of information is, when they originally estimated what they thought the January jobs numbers would be, they were estimating about 178,000 new jobs were to have been added in January. And now with the new revised numbers, we're at 304,000. So that's not the sign of a slowing economy. We still have 7.3 million open jobs in the United States, which means that as more people, get off the sidelines and come into the workforce, there's places for them to work. There's money for them to make, and they get to contribute to the economic activity that we're seeing right now. So, as you're hearing this stuff about the discussions with China and, oh my gosh, it's gonna really hurt America and we're in a trade war, just remember that trade over year over year is up substantially. It's up significantly over the last 2 years. And if you go back to 2009, what did I say? $3.5 trillion of total import-export activity in 2009 versus 5.6 trillion today. So while we are negotiating with our trading partners, trying to get better deals, it's not stopping trade at all. So that was your update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like, give us a share, and I'll be back next week with another. Uncommon Sense Update. Thanks for watching.